Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 2 today. We're on Eindhoven country. Same space pointing in the south, we've got MasterSteve with US forces who has airborne, heavy cav and infantry. Teaming up with him is Crowdpleaser with Soviets who has combined arms, Lend-Lease and guard motor. From the north we've got DearJOE with Ostheer, German Mechanized and CcArtS03 with OKW Luftwaffe ground forces. In terms of rankings, this is a Patreon back submitted game. We've got MasterSteve, current rank 66, Crowdpleaser 118, DearJOE 300, but is 6,500 games with Wehrmacht. DearJOE, an absolute veteran. And CcArtS, the last known rank 100. Okay, W. Alright. Getting a bit of wire off on the fuel. Nice tank trap position there for MasterSteve. Good position there for the rifleman. Coming in from the side here, stern posts. Might be able to get a flank going. No, conscript's going to close the distance. This is a good way to do things. Crowdpleaser here, coming in from one side, then coming in from the other, constantly forcing your opponent to try and switch between targets. You know that they're slower on the keyboard. That's how you want to be doing things. Whichever squad is not getting shot at. If squad that's getting shot at, it's got a good cover position. Empire is doing well, but now about to be in a 5-on-1. But I did quite a lot of damage to these two conscript squads, combined that with the Kubel, so not too bad. Not really pushing in too much over here with those Ostheer troops. And for a double Sternpio start alongside the Kubel into the tech truck next. Early tech up CcArtS. Guys coming in for a bit of an ambush, but yeah, with the second rifle squad there, no hope of winning. Okay, looks like he's going to try go for a forward truck. It is coming around the corner through the middle of the map. Big Soviet force out on the edge. Okay, 3 conscripts though for Crowdpleaser went for early medics, early anti-tank grenades. That's where the rest of his manpower's gone, so maybe a little bit under strength in terms of firepower. Maybe if you can, get double 18As off on that Kubel and knock it out, it'll pay off. MasterSteve. Oh. Ooh, no dodge on the grenade. Rifleman, early grenade tech. No. They're chasing a little bit, but pretty lucky for those grenadiers. Only saw one bullet land on them the entire time they were retreating there.
You've got a captain hitting the field.
Push on to... Okay, hit a mine here? With the Kubel, perhaps. It's driving away to safety, though. Conscripts coming through the middle. Could get the intercept. Looks like a road, but no move speed bonuses. They go for Mechanized, CcArtS. So the conscript's not quite going to get there in time to polish it off. Close one, though. Nice flank by the rifleman. MG backpedaling. We have some reinforcements coming up. Let's have control of this with a sandbag down, because MasterSteve has locked into infantry company already. There goes a grenade. Not quite enough to get the D crew. So cut-off play here. All these sectors are cut off for the Axis right now, and the Allies do have their fuel. goes a Molotov. Very late reaction from DearJOE. Could be a squad wipe. I think conscripts just need to sit still or maybe run and gun chase. Yeah, that probably could have gone down. MasterSteve tries to chase in a little bit too far away to do effective damage. Picks up a 4th conscript, quite late, Crowdpleaser. Rough nade in. Pretty ineffective damage-wise, though. I was expecting a bit more there. So the Molotov. Denying their heavy cover from the sandbags. Maybe gonna lob another one in next.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Steamfire's getting out of there, but Fallschirmjäger dropped in. Tough for Crowdpleaser to break this. He's actually gone for some guards. Looking into guard motor. Okay, big flank on the machine gun. This one should definitely be a run and gun chase down. Here's the D crew. Looks like he's maybe going to race for the steal, and he gets there. Can he get away with it though? 2 grenadiers on the retreat. No. Decent attempt. Rear shot nearly down in the center. A half-track rolling up for MasterSteve. Reasonable timing on it.
We lost an infantry unit.
Oh!
Oh
No! I thought that rifleman was home free, but no, the Grenadiers do manage to knock it out. Unfortunate for MasterSteve. I think I probably would have gone for the steal in that situation myself, so... Oh, Kubel goes down on his tank raid. Can't really blame him.
A capture point is under attack.
Okay, 222 popping up for DearJOE, but this one's quite late. A minute later than it should be, really. Maybe even more than that. And usually the anti-air half-track just smashes the 222. But we're just reloading it like this, the A half-track doesn't do too well. Long reload cycle. And now I've got a looks from CcArtS. Reasonable timing on this. Axis did have their fuel delayed a little bit by all those cut-offs, but now they're in control of most of the map. Nice, good dodge. Well, probably didn't have to retreat there, but did it to be safe. Crowdpleaser has not put down tier 3 yet. Going for his this, so it doesn't look like he's going to be going for a T70 to try and answer this. MasterSteve's got an AT gun in the build himself. Oh boy. There's a 3 coming in from the side. Panzer 3, did I say? Panzer 2. Make sure I just misspoke there. Grenade onto the door, decent attempt, but DearJOE's already long gone. Oh, got an AT grenade. Into your half-track's going to try to chase this down. We do have a pack, but it's just coming out of base now, so it's safe for the AA half-track to try and finish the job here. Yeah, polishes off nice and clean. In those situations as well, it can be a decent idea to hit manual reload before you start the chase, so that when you do eventually line up here, you're not going to fire off 1 or 2 shells.
Points are down to 300.
Personally, I'm never that good at using the manual reload function, but that's maybe like the ideal circumstance to use it in. When you're trying to chase down a wounded vehicle like that, you know you've got a bit of time before you intercept it. So it's good for the Allies because they needed a bit of a break. Struggling a bit. Got some more Fallschirmjäger in now for CcArtS. Another cut off here though. And the guards got a nice heavy cover position here to fight against the looks with. It's in a kind of bad position. A lot of shells look like they're connecting with the edge of the wall here. It's kind of got two walls that can kind of scatter into. Oh no, Master Steve. Did not see how that happened. Hey, half-track goes down. The T-gun's under some pressure here from the rifleman though. There's nothing really to defend it. Should be able to decrew and maybe even steal this. Some LMG Grenadiers coming up now. Does have the captain rolling in. Gets the decrew off. Grenadiers do have the LMG, so the riflemen have to force the fight in close range. This is repaired up. We do have a mine there, but now getting detected by the sweepers, so that's not going to amount to anything. Just trying to go for a close range barrage. Now left himself exposed. Looks like the Luke's just going to swoop in on it here. We do have two conscripts there though. Double 18 nades a possibility as this spins around. Already used the incendiary grenade, so can't use it on the Zis. Empire's closing in. Maxim under a lot of pressure. Volksgrenadiers do go down. Late retreat from CcArtS. T-guns in some major trouble with the Maxim. Sets up suppressors. Does get the decrew off though. And the looks coming back in. Could merge into the Maxim. Jump on the weapon with the other. Doesn't even need it. The looks really even scratching the Maxim. Horrible accuracy with it there. Yeah, the minesweepers working on retreat. Stopping any calamity from happening down there. MasterSteve did cap up here, so there's been a somewhat even split on the fuel. Second machine gun picked up by DearJOE now. Could be a bit difficult to handle. Haven't gone for captain though. You know, could go for a pack howitzer potentially. Still a reasonable timing for it. And it's a reasonable map for it as well. You can kind of park them around this area. Nice maneuvering here with the rear echelon. Oh. And they get away. 1919 is now distributed to a couple of the rifle squads. They're out of munitions for any more. Also for a decent chunk of manpower. Got to watch for a rifle nade in this situation. Here goes one. Good dodge show from MasterSteve. Volksgrenadier coming up, just trying to put down the Schwer. Covering that cut off. 10 kills so far, V2 on the looks. Guards take up a heavy cover position here to fight back from.
Suppressive fire! Suppressive fire! Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Okay, sweeping a few of these mines again. It's a curious place to plant the mine. Snare off, but there's just not in a position to get any damage done. All these walls kind of blocking. Might back into it here though. Steve getting chased away. Oh, no, Volksgrenadier coming down from the north has to get out. Maxim's going to survive. Still, Crowdpleaser really having trouble digging in. He has spent some time ticking up here, so he's a little bit weak. Close to getting a tank out. Not quite there at this stage. Speaking of tanks, here comes a command tank from DearJOE. Don't see these too often. MasterSteve, meanwhile, did pick up a second anti-tank gun. They are a little bit behind on fuel, so you know his tank will be delayed, especially. Oh, he's down on retreat there. Since he went for the anti-air half track.
Howitzer on station and ready for action.
Okay, here comes the command tank. Okay, it's going to be a Scott from MasterSteve. That makes sense for the AT guns. Or potentially, it could still be a Sherman.
We fight bravely for the Reich. The enemy is down to 200 points.
These guards don't have the DPs. It's like, why aren't they doing very much damage here? That's why. Good clear off on the tank traps. AT guns, only one of them doing damage though. Steve getting the snare off. Does throw a grenade, but with the command tank aura and the heavy cover, it doesn't do very much damage. He's running into that flak base. Yeah, didn't need to retreat that squad. Going up here with the T-34 now, but there's a Shrek and there's a tank trap there blocking some shots. And a little bit curiously went for just a regular T-34 when he was pretty much there for the T-34-85. Much better tank. Shrek's coming in from the other side. This one hasn't mobilized though. Decent grenades. Maxim holds its ground. Drops the model though. Struggling to suppress. Does eventually force it away. Scott's on the field now. Great start for it. AT guns lining up on the command tank here. Oh, but the AT grenade came through a little bit too early. No engine crit. Oh, and one shot misses. Maybe one of these AT guns could have it sight blocked here. Oh, heartbreak for MasterSteve there. Command tank extremely lucky to survive.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
AT guns under some pressure here. Looks like one of them's going to get decrewed. Maybe a little bit too conservative with the Scott. Oh, quite far away. Is quite far out of the back, but I suppose MasterSteve might not be aware of that. But, you know, it's still full health. Can easily take one shot and still back away safely. Hasn't fully repaired this command tank up. I don't like to see that. And then back onto the field against double anti-tank guns. Okay, it's a shoe mine back there. Uh-oh, Scott being blasted from two angles. Oh, okay, this time it's MasterSteve getting lucky. Fair enough. Second Panzer IV, just the regular one coming up now from Joe. Just around the side of the Rakessin. Bit of a late retreat here. This could actually get decrewed with a lucky T-34 shot. The turret's not quite lining up the shot. Going to switch over to the looks instead. And polishes that off nicely. Shrek, even if he gets one more shot on the T-34, is not going to go down, so taking a bit of a risk there just to increase the repair times. Here's trouble. Panzer IV taking some snares and goes down. Ouch. It's a decrew on that. Second AT gun back there. Command tank did get repaired off to survive one more shot. The attack round misses anyway. Just back on the gun, MasterSteve. Doesn't have enough to force back the infantry though, so he's going to concede a lot of territory. Decent smoke actually to cover the exit. It's as though left a little bit exposed of Crowdpleaser. Nice Maxim position to cover it. A little bit too late though. I mean, these guards without their DPs, they're not that good against the Fallschirmjäger. 34 is though. Chases them both away. There's a OKW Panzer IV rolling down here. T-34, gotta be careful. Should have set up here. If it was set up, it probably would have been able to fire a shot. The setup time, it didn't get an opportunity to. Very low on the victory points, the Allies. I didn't mention that, but they are way behind, so they got to get desperate with the VP control. Anti-tank guns. Command tank surviving, one shot. Second Scott on the field now for Master Steve. Oh, guards go down on retreat there. Doesn't look like they got absolutely blasted by Panzer IV. I don't see like a whole bunch of corpses in one specific area. So Master Steve going to try branch out to this side, looking for some victory points, but there's LMG Grenadier down there. He's going to need Scots maybe to break through. Back the other direction. Axis probably needs some indirect fire to help deal with Master Steve's double anti-tank guns. Pio's down. Grenadier's down as well. Is that the power of the Scot? Ooh. Oh, the take aim. And there you go. Command tank goes down. I think that was still an attack round actually. Even with the take aim. Oh my, now he lost his machine gun too. Carnage. DearJOE just lost 2 Grenadiers, Pioneer, machine gun and command tank. He's got nothing. Down to 18 population. Lost his whole army. And what was that like? 40 seconds? CcArtS orders planes down. Combat engineers go down. T-3045 looking to come in from the rear. This tank's probably going to take an anti-tank pass though. Luckily the castle walls shielding a lot of damage from the first, but not from the second. Coming from the other direction. That was sloppy from Crowdpleaser. You got so much time to dodge away from this before those anti-tank planes come through. She's got like an engine crit or something. Not many excuses. Nice smoke there. Overwhelming the machine gun, opening up the capture. 37 points left for the Allies. 443 for the Axis. So Joe has plenty of time to rebuild his army. Let's go for another Panzer IV. I don't know about that though. This is a situation where you could switch up his tactics. Maybe go to tier 4. Something with a bit more firepower. It's just too hard to keep these Panzer IVs alive against the now vetted up double anti-tank guns. And the Panzer IV could still be successful, just from what we've seen so far it seems unlikely. Could still be quite good at, you know, like denying caps out on the edge instead of trying to operate it with in the middle. But Panzer Greens find a bit of a flank. One of their T-guns goes down and the Panzer IV getting to work up on the other side. The Scots quite far back here, need to be brought in to assist. Ostheer now capping in the middle. 345 holding its ground, but the Raketten's rolling up. Second AT gun goes down, but the P-Greens do get forced back eventually. Pack rolls up, looking for kill on the decrewed weapon. Oh, Master Steve jumps on it just before. And now he's going to try to go for a snare. Backs away.
AT gun ready.
Oh, that was a nasty shot from Panzer IV. Unfortunate there for the conscripts. Looks like he took a smoke grenade there. Losing control of that side, so the Allies need to get back on one of these other victory points. Looks like it's going to be the middle.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
Scott's coming up to assist, and they get rid of that Fallschirmjäger fast. Coming in from the side here. Oof.
Gun troop ready.
A nasty barrage and return and actually gets decrewed there. Really good scatter on those Scott barrages. Now MasterSteve's sprinting forwards. Maybe going to look for the steal on that. He did pick up a third anti-tank gun himself. So he doesn't really need it, honestly, but... Maybe he's going to try to jump on it. No, they don't jump on it.
Capture point is under attack.
Yeah, the flak base actually coming in from the side. It's pressing. Uh-oh. There's a 4 in a bit of trouble down here.
We just lost a unit.
Oh, MasterSteve's captain goes down to LMG Grenadiers. Rifleman, bit of a close call. They're going to survive. Double AT guns rolling up, and the T-3045. They're looking to polish off this P4. Should be able to get the job done. It's just how much DearJOE can make them pay for it. He throws a grenade right on the corner, hoping to catch an AT gun, but not quite that far around the corner. Meanwhile, T-3476 goes down on the far side for Crowdpleaser while he's microing on the other side of the map. 31 victory points for the Allies. I need to do something here. He's going to go on to secure mode. Try and get the cap off as quickly as possible. Good idea. Still desperate times for the Allies. But, you know, killing off that Panzer IV. Let's keep the DearJOE way down on pop. He's going to try and repair up and steal the T-34 here. Doesn't have that much to defend it with, though. Might have to jump in it now and try and back it away. Even though it might end up going down. Oh, he takes a volley on the stern post, so if he tried to jump in it now, he'd lose the squad. Very bad idea. Managed to knock it out with the Raketen, though. T-35 coming in from the side. The Raketen hard retreated, so it is a little bit vulnerable, but as this gets decrewed up here, could actually jump on it with the Fallschirmjäger and get some rear armor hits going. So he's not chasing it any further. Wasn't having much luck against the Panzer. Oh, this is trouble. P-Green's very low. Smoke though may be saving the day. Oh, the P-Greens do go down. I didn't even notice this, but the Rifleman came in from the side. Polished them off. Well done by MasterSteve. Good follow through. Trying to get the decrew, or the kill on the decrewed weapon. Missing a shot. Fallschirmjäger could jump on it to save it here, but he doesn't do it. Jumps into the building, which here is on a pixel of health. And the AT gun shot maybe could have flattened that building. It's so low. I see a little bit late pulling back with this AT gun here, though. Fallschirmjäger shredding it now. And it's the decrew on it. Echelon also in some trouble. He could pop Valiant Assault here, which would actually be decent. Get the accuracy bonus from that. Close call, but Rifleman going to survive. Again, it's another Panzer IV from DearJOE. Plane's brought down on the far edge by CcArtS, but after this initial pass, Infantry doesn't really have much to worry about. In fact, it's the Panzer IV that should be worried. T-3485 coming in from the side and polishes it off. Well done there by Crowdpleaser. We have a King Tiger hitting the field for CcArtS, so good timing to knock out that Panzer IV. Speaking of things getting knocked out, the decrewed AT gun gets finished by Joe. In fact, there's another decrewed AT gun up here from MasterSteve. He's only got one AT gun at the moment, but it does have a fresh Jackson on the field. Goes right past this AT gun though. AT gun misses. Oh, and the Major goes down.
Just got a report of an infantry unit
Tiger rolling through the middle. Double AT gun, no, just single AT gun there. Another one's still on the far edge. Jackson rolling up. Steals away the M1 actually. Misses its shot though. Panzer IV still operating.
We have lost a squad.
Open up the capture. Oh, Pyro's dead in the center, but Master Steve also losing a rifleman to the King Tiger. T-guns in some trouble again for Master Steve. Ooh, lucky shot there from the Scot. Still got decrewed though. That was a huge burst from the Grenadiers. The last remaining model you can see. It's going to survive. So just be cautious about that Jackson. Lobbing a T-grenade in there. Not much hope of that doing anything though. Decide to go for a second T-3045. I wasn't sure exactly when he built that. Oh! He finished off the stolen AT gun. Jackson's there. Panzer IV taking some shots at the Scot. Pops Fiat 1 though. Could blitz out to safety here. Probably should have. AT gun did get finished off though by the Scots, so can't jump back on it himself, Master Steve. Desperate hold on the victory points, but looking good for the Allies right now. They've got the triple cap just about. Still way ahead on pop. Panzer IV does eventually blitz away to safety. Katusha next from Crowdpleaser. And I think I'd still be building the Su-85. You know, if you can contain the King Tiger with the Su-85, then the T-3045 is going to be a lot more free to deal with the infantry. Don't need a Katusha really. Moment. 85s are taking some big shots from the KT, constantly out for repairs. Takes us back into the middle. Just gets decrewed here, and the Rakitten's going to try to finish it off. There's nothing to jump back on the gun. Knocked it out quickly after the decrew. A bit reckless there from Crowdpleaser. Second AT gun is here. Could pop tracking on this. Don't forget that can boost up your sight. Against the King Tiger. Vision often, you know, the best weapon against the KT. So you can damage it and it can't damage you in return. Okay, another command tank from DearJOE. Given how many anti-tank guns Master Steve lost, I think, you know, another Panzer IV, a regular variety, would have been a better choice, and try to set up a 2-on-1 before Master Steve goes second Jackson out. Doesn't look like that's going to happen though. DearJOE doesn't have any other supporting anti-tank either, so once that second Jackson does arrive, he's going to start getting badly beat up. But here we go, tanks rolling in. Ordinarily, maybe this tank would survive an extra shot because of the command tank aura, but we saw the Scot actually get through for some damage. Master Steve backing away with the Jackson into the corner, away from the Scots, loses one of them. And this rifle squad coming around the wrong way, might be able to get the intercept off. Marked vehicle from Crowdpleaser providing some vision. He's coming across with his tank. Quite enough to get the kill. No, it is. It's just out of control.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Tank destroyer is ready for orders.
And, you know, at least he got the Scot DearJOE, but ouch. He's got nothing to stop these T-34s just steamrolling the Axis backline. Axis in general. A little bit under strength when it comes to anti-tank. CcArtS himself has so much manpower but never built a second Rakitten. A little bit unusual. Does have, you know, sternpost Shreks to help keep his Tiger safe, but still. Actually squeeze in a second Rakitten. Still have enough to go for another tank after that. Oh Or Fallschirmjäger get round behind the Maxim, maybe opening up the capture. The Axis themselves have dropped down to 153 victory points already. Been under a triple cap for a long time. Nice clean up on the command tank there. Just with no anti-tank support, had no business being anywhere on the front lines. Tiger shrugging off the hits, decoying the Maxim. Chusha on the far edge, but the scatter wide. So the circle briefly there. MG goes down. Might be able to steal that off before the flak base gets vision. No, he's just going to kill it. And speaking of the Raketen, CcArtS Raketen goes down here. It's a bit of a 2-on-1 while the KT's off to the side, and now MasterSteve bringing the artillery down. He's going to lose his Schwer, so he doesn't even get a chance to build a second tank, CcArtS. Gonna be regretting not building a second Raketen at this stage. Bit of extra anti-tank would have gone a long way here. Tiger's coming across, but he's got to be careful. Zis connecting. Must with the AT nade as well. Take enough damage for that to be an engine crit. Charging down the road. Switch their focus over to the Zis. Could merge into it to keep it alive here, but not going to do that. Bit of a shame, you know, keeping the vet alive would be quite useful. In those situations, you know, if you've got no hope of escaping, just leave the Zis set up so the gun shield can maybe shelter a bit of the damage away. Still trying to pack it up and losing that cover bonus. Schmiega go down though. Just to get polished off, however. Good follow up from CcArtS. He's been good about that so far. Knocking out those decrewed weapons. Most players in this game have been actually. Volley fire active, but it doesn't look good. Scots though, they should be able to shut this down. So the Allies don't lose any more points. 26 for them. Stole the Maxim, but that's going to get hurried off, and then he goes into secure mode. The cap going even faster. There we go. Tiger lining up a shot. CcArtS trying to rebuild his Schwer. I don't think that's the right call here. He'd be better served going for like a walking Stuka or something like that. Maybe a Puma. We're chasing after the Katyusha or something. But I don't think this game's going to last long enough for him to build his Schwer, get enough fuel to then build another tank. This is a really bad call. He's rebuilt his Raketen, caught another squad of Fallschirmjäger. So, yeah.
75 points remaining.
No fuel income, very low fuel income for the Axis. Don't have either of the high fuel points.
Command hub truck has been permanently established as a static post.
Often pressure coming in from the side. Doesn't have any machine guns to guard these AT guns now. Double Jackson's rolling up. Just smoke out. T-34 fighting on the side. Focusing on the Shrek unit. Scott action into the center. Chasing the Fallschirmjäger off the middle. I've been doing their best. Oh! They're so weak from the Scott shots. The HE shell from the Sherman. Easy kill. I see. Did lose this rifle squad out on the edge though. Maxim also going down. T-34 doing its best here. Takes a main gun crit but has to get out. King Tiger's coming down. He's got the spearhead mode engaged here. Should be able to get some long range shots off. Could maybe we even back this T-34 to about here and then pop it on vehicle crew repairs. Pretty good. Ooh! A lot of artillery, double AT guns of DearJOE going down. It's just Scott in some trouble here, but one Jackson's there. Lost vision of it before a second shot could come through, and here comes the rest of the fleet from Master Steve. And there goes the Panzer. One of the worst of all situations there from DearJOE. If he continued chasing, could have killed the Scott off, would have lost the Panzer IV. If he backed away fully, I don't think the Jacksons would have been fast enough to chase him down, but ends up getting the worst of both worlds with his actions. Vehicle on the King Tiger just to make it sweat. That's mean he doesn't have munitions for crew repairs. 29 points now for the Axis. They're about to fall behind the Allies. Rates exchanged. I've been hiding in the smoke. Able to recover one of the packs. Steve knocks out the other one. So it's facing the complete wrong direction there. There goes the Maxim. Molotov on the Raketen.
Units consolidate. We're down to 10 points.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be it. The Axis don't have a hope of getting on any of the victory points. Triple cap rolling. In fact, the Axis surrender just before the end of the match. Good comeback here by the Allies. Crowdpleaser really struggling in the early game there. It was pretty well handled Kubel Sternpio, and around this area of the map, you know, the Sternpios can be pretty effective. Quite a few corners for them to working well against the conscripts. Very strange as well, Crowdpleaser not going for those DPs on that first set of guards for so long. Felt like they were missing a lot of anti-infantry because of that. And yeah, chose not to go for a T-70 in return, so you know, is this as well also having a bit of trouble finding angles with all those shot blockers. Allowed the looks to rule this side of the map. So the Allies really struggling for fuel. MasterSteve did, you know, do some decent moves down the side here, but you know, about 50-50 hold on this. But eventually, Axis suffering. DearJOE, the tank control not the sharpest, continued to spam Panzer IVs, which, you know, can be effective, but the control wasn't quite there. Support wasn't quite there. So MasterSteve carved him up, dropped him down to about, you know, 18 pop, was it? And then never really recovered from that DearJOE in the 450-ish VPs they had since that time. Yeah, good match. I do think CcArtS, you know, floating too much manpower, should have built the second Raketen way earlier. Rebuilding the Schwer, you know, in that situation, terrible idea. I said, would have been better going from something from Mechanized or something instead. There was just no hope of that Schwer being able to produce anything. And it's not like he needed the Schwer to build elite infantry either, since he could call in fresh Fallschirmjäger. Curious decision. Oh well, GG. Well played. Good comeback there by the Allies. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.